As the planets of the systems turn, we reach the gambler segment of the 61st cycle of the mighty space station Coriolis. This enormous space station stands as a monument of Zenithian will, power, and influx of trade, communication, and prosperity of the many star systems of the third horizon. Despite what many of their religious firstcom may think of the pragmatic Zenithians, they do owe them the fact that trade is once again prospering all over the horizon. The crew of the courier ship, the Red Moon, flying under the Angolian Baye Wali Makmal, is doing devious work for an employer they know little to nothing about. But they all have their own motives for not questioning the Baye and his nefarious purposes. With their combined set of skills, their discreet operations have been faring well and smooth through the Agol route. But with the recent arrival of the emissary and the factions of the system starting to vie for power, the third horizon is now in an opportunity flux. When a distress signal appears from the remote Tawan system, the Baye decides to put his courier crew to the test. But the Shaivalas in the Coriolis cantinas whispered of other, more sinister goals for the Baye, and things do not end up quite as intended.
You wake up, heads heavy, limbs sore. You've been in stasis. You don't know for how long. You don't know. You don't know. You're lying almost naked. It's a bit cold. You're getting the chills. The light. It's red. It's the emergency light. Your stasis pod clicks. And you're free to move.
Do I remember anything at all?
You don't remember a thing. It's cold. The red light. It's so bright. The ship, it crumbles. It's so quiet. You remember being on your ship, but it's a bit fuzzy. You cannot really get the grip. You cannot place memories in right order. You don't really know. What are you doing here? Why you are here? You see stacks of stasis pods. This is not your ship. It's about 20 other stasis pods in this large room. drenched in red light. You can hear something atop of a stair. You don't know what it is, but it's a familiar sound. It's like a mechanical door slams.
Am I alone? Is anyone else nearby?
Your 3 stasis pods, all of your crew, is in the same space, the left side of the room.
Carlo, is that you?
Yeah,
What is this?
I don't know, Captain. I don't know. I kind of stumble a little and sort of try and lean against the pod. I then look up to where the sound's coming from.
You see a spiral staircase moving towards the ceiling and continues through another room and another room again. All is drenched in this red emergency light. And upwards you hear this metallic clicking of a door.
I turn around and quickly scan the room looking for Pig.
You see Pig.
I open it. I come out with my sincerely looking like I'm a bit in pain. I'm stretching my forearms and I'm getting out on the floor in front of me. What's going on?
The room trembles one more time. You think that the gravity emulator is out of balance.
I grab the side of the wall just to stable myself. Where are we?
I have no idea, Pig.
Well, we're not at home at least. And where are our gear?
Yes, I immediately start patting myself down to see what I have on me. I mean, am I even clothed enough?
Yeah, you have your undergarments, and you see at the end of every stasis pod there's a box.
I start making my way over to it. I'm patting my skin with 2 of my arms. Clearly very uncomfortable with being this naked.
You find it's really hard to move. Your body is in pain. You have a headache, loss of vision, hard to breathe.
I try and steel myself as best I can and also make my way over to one of the crates. Kind of try not to look at Pig. I don't really want to see them in this way. Those extra arms always kind of rub me the wrong way, but never mind, let's focus. I kind of take a moment to try and just rub my face, feeling everything's there. My beard's still trimmed, and I just... I go and try and get to my things.
I snigger at you as I see you looking at me like you most normally do, and I say, "You alright there, Zenithian?"
I've been better, Pig. I've been better. Now let's get our stuff and, Captain, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking wherever we are, things ain't how they're supposed to be.
That's definitely sure. We need to find some kind of computer or terminal or something to check if we can get any information on where we are or what's happening. And if someone could check the other pods as well to see if there's anyone else waking up.
I'm looking around at the other pods. Is there anyone in there?
Yeah, about half of the pods have humans in them. At this distance, they look like they're still in stasis.
Who cares? I start making my way over to the box again. Rubbing my head as well. I want to see what's inside.
The box opens. It was an auto lock. It unlocks when the stasis pods unlock. And you find your clothes and some of your tools, your more personal tools, but not your weapons, not your more dangerous equipment like Dura knives or Dura drills.
So is this one box for every stasis, basically, of a cell?
Yeah.
Now I start getting dressed, clearly still uncomfortable with people seeing too much of me.
I, on the other hand, is not bothered at all with my nakedness, so I'm kind of leisurely walking over to my gearbox and start unfolding my clothes to put it on.
I'm averting my gaze, clearly averting my gaze from you when you walk by.
So, does any one of you remember anything, like, why are we here?
Last thing I remember, we was on our ship.
Yeah, I feel like I got jumped. At least that's how I feel.
Slavers?
Yeah, could be.
Doesn't seem...
Pig, you can do a roll for Medicogy.
Yeah.
It's a quite easy roll, so you can get a +1.
I get 1/6.
Yeah. You realizing that you have been awakened too soon from your stasis, and this is one of the side effects, that you are having memory loss, that your body isn't really doing so well.
I think we might all have a bit of jump sickness, probably. We might have done a jump and waken up prematurely, but I can't see why just the three of us have waken up.
Do you have any estimate on how long it would take for us to get some kind of idea what we're doing here? I mean, are we talking hours, minutes, or days?
To get our memory back.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, it depends. It could take hours, it could take days.
I'm not sure. It kind of depends on how much prematurely we were awoken and what we've just been through, what this ship has just been through. I say we gotta get out of here, and I have a weird feeling that someone wanted the three of us to wake up.
I find myself agreeing with Pig, and I quickly move to dress myself, dressing quite quickly, although you notice I take a moment to check the quality of my clothing. I frown a little. It's probably been badly folded. Never mind, can't think of that now. Get my stuff, whatever I can, and I immediately start very carefully making my way up the staircase towards where I think I hear that door, just remarking to the others, "Just give me a minute, Captain, give me a minute."
The one with the highest wits can roll a normal roll.
Oh.
My wits is 4.
Got 4 as well.
5. Okay. I get no 6. I get 2 1s.
No. You're feeling something is it's really out of place here. But you don't really know where you can place all these feelings that are just going through your body and your head right now.
I take a few steps after Carlo, and he starts towards the stairs, and I put a hand on his shoulder and say, Carlo, maybe we should stick together? I don't know.
I wasn't exactly going to go and leave you, Captain. I was just going to take a quick look upstairs, or, well, that sounds to me like a door, possibly broken by the constant annoying sound. I don't know. What would you say, Pig? You know about ships?
I come up behind Farouk. Yeah, that's a broken door, right? Why don't you take the lead?
Yeah, I want to know who or what broke it.
And I sort of motion towards Carlo to start moving up.
I nod and I take a few more steps forward. I'm not exactly leaving them behind. I'm just trying to sort of be a bit more stealthy, as to be the first to sort of observe where we're going.
Yeah? When you're starting to climb the steps, you're noticing that the life support system on the other stasis pod that are manned, you see that they are dead.
How do we see that?
They have a flat line.
Huh. Did they just do that now, or did they do that before?
They did it before, but there's no sound of the life support system.
Huh. They're all dead.
Well, that's unfortunate for them.
I say a silent prayer for their souls and pray that the icons will guide their souls in the darkness.
I see this and I join her.
I click my teeth, wait. I really don't think this is a good time to be doing this, but I don't say anything.
And when I'm done, I'm kind of nod towards Carlo to continue up the stairs.
Do you continue, Carlo?
I do.
Yes, you're starting to climb the stairs and getting up to the next floor. It's quite similar in the looks. Red light, wore down equipment, diamond plate floors, stasis pods stacked on each other. Half, maybe a third of them are manned, but all are dead. They have a flat line. You climb to the next floor, and then you see what's making the noise, and as you imagine, it's a mechanical door that's bent open with an iron bar, maybe a steel pipe, and a flashlight is lying on the floor outside in the corridor. It cuts through the red emergency light.
When I pass by those men, could we see anything like a uniform or symbol, or something that could identify who these people are?
If you take a closer look, you can see that through the stasis pod glass, they are lying, and the one thing that you're noticing, that a lot of them have marks on their skin, small wounds, maybe burn marks, but the pod itself seems quite untouched.
I mutter under my breath to Farouk. I find myself liking this situation less and less by the moment, Captain.
What are you saying up there?
You and me both, Carlo. You and me both. Just keep on your toes, okay?
Hey, Carlo. You know you're a faithless, icon-forsaken Zenithian piece of...
Peek! Shh! Come on, man. The dead could hear you. Literally.
You see that one of the stasis pods are opened on the third floor, the last floor. as well as the crate. It's empty. One have survived, and one have bent open the door and left.
I push my way forward to get up to see what Carlo has already seen.
You see the mechanical door slapping. Someone has bent it open with a iron or maybe a steel pipe.
Huh. Looks like someone woke up before us. I try to look at the support system, like, is there any reason that they all shut down?
You can roll medically.
Huh.
And it's a normal roll, so you get no pluses and no minuses.
Okay. Two sixes.
When you look through the display at one of the stasis pod, you can see that they are flatlined because of radiation sickness. And if you look into the stasis pod through the glass, you can see that they have burn marks on them, not made by fire, made by radiation.
I see this and I turn off the monitor again and I go up to the others and I say this. Looks like radiation. I don't know why it's local, but there you are.
I thought the pods were shielded.
Well, obviously our pods were, or maybe we radiated but we don't feel it yet.
Oh my.
Does that mean this is... What does that mean? Pig?
That means we gotta get out of here. And we gotta find whoever's been crashing through those gates before us and find our way back to our ship. That's what it means.
Yeah, then let's get to it, I think.
I nod and make my way to that open door, stopping just to make sure I don't run into it while it's closing on me or something. What's the situation now we're this close?
You can easily pass the slamming door. It slams just against the steel pipe. When you're passing through it, you enter a corridor that continues to your left and to your right.
As we get by the door, I try to wrench loose the steel pipe to have it in my hand.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can roll a strength roll. It's quite easy, so you get a +1.
Oops. Nah, no sixes.
When you're trying to release the steel pipe, you break it and the door slams shut behind you. And you only got a small piece of steel pipe, about 10 centimeters.
I shudder a bit at the ominous sound of the shutting door.
Yeah, and it echoes through the corridor.
I look at the others and I shrug.
Well, it's more than we got, so hang on to it.
Yeah, I hold on to it for now.
Well, Captain, what do you suggest? Shall we go on?
Well, there's not many options, are there? Let's press on. Yeah. This is making me really uneasy.
And there's a flashlight lying on the corridor floor. Are you taking it with you?
The flashlight, yeah. I think that would be a good idea. Kind of bend down and fish it up while I pass it.
Yeah. You realize when you're picking it up, it got blood on it.
Okay. Well, I'm not too fussed about it, because, well, I'm kind of used to bodily fluids, all over the place.
Yeah.
In weird situations, so I kind of Try not to touch the blood too much, at least.
I squint in the poor lighting and I move up. What's that?
Well, I was hoping it would be strawberry jam, but I think it's blood.
Huh. I look down on the floor. Is there a trail of it?
You see a footprint. More half of a footprint. With blood on it. And maybe a couple of yards, a couple of meters down on your right. It continues, but then it vanishes.
Seems like, well, there wasn't a struggle. Maybe they got stuck in the door somehow.
Well, actually going back to the stasis pod is pretty tempting right now.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the door, you realize that Pig, unjamming the steel pipe, the emergency lock activated when the door slammed shut. So you will need either to access the terminal for the door or use some kind of advanced tool like a Dura drill or a plasma cutter to get through.
I don't think there's anything we need back there, Captain.
No.
I feel it'd be better to move on.
If the blood is an indication of trouble, I think we better find some weaponry.
That would be ideal as well, I'll admit. And I idly reach for my waist and am annoyed to find that, well, my little friend who's normally there is not there. And that gets me a little tense, but we'll have to make do. We'll have to improvise, I guess. And I just start moving on at this point, quite silently. I'm not in a good mood.
I'm just sticking to the rear of the company.
Yeah. Carlo, you can roll for pilot.
Sure. 1-6.
Yeah. You do recall, if you're on a mission with a bulk freighter, the weaponry by protocol is locked up in the command bridge.
I quietly remark behind me. The way I see it, Farouk, ship this big, the weaponry will probably be near the command bridge. Could be somewhere to aim for. After all, we might be then able to access a console, find out where the ship's going, maybe even start controlling it, or at least find out if it has a docking bay and some escape ships or little ships aboard. Not sure.
Or preferably our own ship, maybe. If we just can find our way there, of course.
I nod and just continue moving forwards.
Do you go left or right?
I stop at this turning. Do they look any different from each other, or is it literally just a left turn and a right turn in this now tunnel I'm imagining we're in?
They're just large corridors with every 10 or maybe every 15 meters there's a door, just like the one you have just get out of. But the footsteps are going for the right direction, and at your left you see the same thing but no footsteps.
I pause. I turn to Farouk. Well, Captain, do we follow our friend or not?
Good question. Well, if our friend is from the pod, he or she or it is probably in the same state as us, so hopefully not armed. So maybe we should check who it is.
Yeah, let's follow the tracks.
I nod and start moving towards the right. I pick up my pace a little, because I'd like to get a little further ahead, just to be ready if something's coming. I do, of course, try and do this as subtly as I can.
Yeah?
It is something I'm used to, after all.
I try to just scan the general surroundings where we are. Try to take in, are we on a ship? Are we on a space station? What can this place be?
Because you have been in stasis pod, you are sure that you're on a ship. Because you don't go in stasis at space stations because they don't move through systems. But you don't really know what kind of ship. You think it's a big one. And when you moving through the corridor, you see that it's quite wore down, so you think it's quite old. You should say the aesthetics is about 20 or 30 years. You start to walk down the dark corridor, and occasionally you see bloodstains, marks of blood.
Coming from probably one person, or?
Probably just one person. It's not much, but as you move forward, you realize that the one who is bleeding quite heavily.
Looks like we got away lucky.
Oh, did we? We'll see that in a minute, I think, or two.
This is a pretty old ship. I'm not sure which class, but it looks pretty big.
Do anyone has survival?
Yeah.
Big?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll.
Nah, I got nothing.
You feel a very, very distinct smell. You cannot place it, but it's very, very familiar to you. It reminds you of your early years as a child. It's not a good smell, it's quite gross.
Huh.
It awakens some memories in your head. You cannot place it, maybe because you have stasis sickness. But it's you can all smell it, and it's very, how do you say, intense. Very, very intense.
I stop and I sniff, and I'm obviously perturbed a bit by this smell.
I pause at this point, smelling this smell, and remark,
Yeah.
ugh.
You can definitely say it's a very organic smell.
And the name of the icons is that.
I cover my nose, and I don't know, but can I get a sense of where it's coming from? Is it just getting stronger along the corridor?
Yeah, it's you think that it's 5 or 4 meters. It's the source of the smell, and it's in the middle, in your way through the corridor.
I'm quite short, so I'm looking by on the side, past Farouk, trying to locate it, and I point to her flashlight while I'm holding my nose.
I kind of try to light the way a bit more, just so that we know what we're coming up against or towards. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see when you're passing over the corridor with the flashlight, you can see the left wall is quite humid, and you think that the smell is coming from there.
Has any one of you seen anything like this before?
There's something familiar about it. I move up to the wall carefully.
And it's really intense. It's quite awful smell. You almost throw up when you're getting more close, and memories flashing by of your childhood in the jungle. This is a very awkward smell to feel on a spaceship. You haven't smelled it in a long, long time.
I gag. I try to focus, but my head hurts. I move up and is it like... I try to look at the wall. Is it just like moist and humid, or...
Half of the wall is covered in this, looks like it's in a form of spray. Someone have sprayed some liquid on the wall, and it don't have any color. It's a transparent.
This could be something organic. I'm not sure. It's like an animal has been here.
If you roll a medicurgy, roll.
Yeah, I got 1-6.
Yeah. You are quite sure it's urine, but it's not human urine. It's an animal urine.
Yeah, it's an animal for sure.
Animal?
Yeah.
What do you mean, animal?
This here, and I look towards Farouk and I point at the wall. This is definitely animal. And I stop as if I'm listening to something. And then I nod. And yeah, it's definitely animal.
What, animal blood or...
No. Something has gone. It's gone pissing all over the wall.
Oh my.
And I still hold my nose.
Why would it do that?
I don't know, some animals do it for defense mechanism. Maybe someone got angry at the fella limping about, dropping blood. How should I know? Whatever, it's not something you'd find in space. This is... I recognize the smell, but I can't place where it's from.
Wonderful. Well, I suppose the question is, do we keep heading down this way or turn back? This could be some sort of beast. I'm not exactly feeling up to brawling with my hands.
Well, there's no sign of a struggle, is there? I look down on the floor and around.
When you look down, it's the floor is quite classical diamond plate. Do you know diamond plates? It's
like tiny studs or nubs on it, yeah, so that you get a grip with your shoes and stuff.
Yeah. When you're looking more closely at the diamond plate, you can see that it got some marks on it, and it's not marks from shoes, and it's not regular wore down. It looks like it's some kind of claw marks, maybe.
I kneel down and I look at that. Does it look like there's been some sort of struggle? Is there more blood or anything else?
No, there's no more blood. But you roll a survival. One more. You can get -1.
Okay. I don't get anything. I try to really focus here and figure out what it is. I pray to the icons.
Yeah.
To try and figure out. I got 2 6s.
Great. You can tell 2 things. That it's claw marks for sure. It's quite claws with. It's about maybe 20 centimeters long, very sharp, and then it hits you like a diamond bullet in the forehead. It's a Nicatra, a jungle beast that hunts in packs, an animal that you're really afraid of.
I get up from the floor. If I had any hairs on my body, they would be raising right now. And I back up against the wall, and then I hit the place with the urine. I turn around, and you see a sort of panic growing in my eyes.
Pig?
We gotta get out of here. We can't stay in this corridor.
What's wrong? What? I start looking around like I'm thinking I might see something all of a sudden.
These tracks here, it's from a Nicatra. It's a pack hunter. We don't want to stay here if that's what we're up against. With no weapons, we'd be easy prey.
Have I ever heard of something like this?
Yeah, the Nicatra is very common in fights at Coriolis. It's a very fearsome beast. If you mix in a hyena with a leopard, you get a Nicatra.
Nicatra. Wonderful. Yes, Captain, maybe we should be moving swiftly. I wouldn't normally be that worried, but in this case, Pig is right. Let's go.
Yeah, there was a young man who kept a Nicatra as a pet back in Dabaran, and, well, it didn't end nicely.
I can imagine anyone mad enough to want to keep these things as pets.
Yeah. So, the things people with money do, they think they're above it all.
Was he Sinithian?
No, actually. It's one of the nobles.
At this I remark, plenty of your sort have money as well, Pig.
I know, but we usually have the brains to go along with it.
Ha! And I start moving on quickly.
You continue this path, or do you go back?
I think we desperately need to find some kind of weapons.
Yeah. Let's maybe take the other way for now. I'm gonna keep an eye out for more claw markings on the other side.
I nod at this and quickly backtrack, passing both of Pig and Farouk and sort of trying to make progress back now to the left corridor.
I'm obviously looking conflicted on wanting to take the rear of the company now. Gaze flickering back and forth.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick to follow Carlo as he passes me.
I run after and I keep sending glances back towards where we just were.
Yeah, you're quickening your steps, and you pass through your old door, and the diamond plate floor is starting to get in a different angle. You feel that you're walking upwards in a ship. You're not sure, but it feels like it. And who's going first? Is it Pig?
No, Carlo.
It's me.
Carlo. Carlo, you see in maybe 25-30 meters, you see a terminal that flickers with green light.
Now, that, I think to myself, is a little more like it, and I quickly move up to the terminal and start trying to see what I can get out of it.
Yeah, you see when you move up to it, it's got a green screen, and you have to make some adjustments to make it work, I think. It's got a dashboard, but it's damaged. It looks like it's been hit by something quite heavy. You see bits of it lying on the diamond plate floor.
Hey, Pig. Quick, get over here.
I come over and
I might be able to use this, but I can't use it like this. What can you do?
I look down at the thing that's smashed and the bits on the floor. I try to get an idea of what has hit this. Was it just someone's fist, or could it have been something falling down from above, or?
By the look of it, you don't see that something has fallen down from the roof. Maybe someone have hit it, maybe with a tool of some sort, because it's really smashed. But you got a level 3 communicator, right?
Yeah.
So you can use that to jack up to the terminal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Can you roll a data gen?
I don't have data gen. But I can jack it up, I suppose, and let Carlo have a try.
But you have technology?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll for that as well.
Okay. Yeah, I get 1/6.
Okay, you access the terminal for your communicator, and you see that the ship system is starting to reboot.
Yeah.
And that's it can take some time until it's fully operational.
It looks like all systems are not critically damaged. The main systems are starting to reboot now, but we're not gonna be able to access anything for a while. It's gonna take a bit. Can I get any information about what kind of ship this is or how big the ship is?
Yeah, then you have to roll a data gen.
I look at Carlo. Can you find anything else out from this? I don't talk well with computers.
I sort of lean over and take the system and nod. Yes, let's see what we can get. And I will try and access anything I can to find out anything I can.
Yeah, make a roll. It's quite hard, so you get a -2.
And I, for a moment while I'm looking over the system, reach into my pocket. Do I find my security tablet there?
Yeah.
Does that make it take away the minus?
It could take away 1 minus.
Nice. I breathe a sigh of relief that at least some of my stuff is still on me, and I quickly hook up my little security tablet to the comm device. This should make this a little easier.
I step back and from my pocket I take out a bottle of skin moisturizer and I start rubbing my hands nervously.
And I keep a very nervous watch of the surroundings. Almost a bit jitterish.
I roll no 6s, and I kind of swear to myself, and internally, even though I am not one to do this often, I do kind of just mentally go, "Icons, if you were ever there, come on, give a guy a break."
Okay. You're feeling, when you're standing there praying silently to the icons, that the corridor jolts. It quiver.
I re-roll,
You pay no mind.
and I get 3 6s.
You're starting to get into the system. You're getting through the firewalls and getting into the back end. You see a lot of data is fueling back to the reboot sequence. You get out some info that this is it's a big ship. You see a name. You see Ghazali's roll through the data log.
Ghazali, I say aloud.
You cannot really recall. And everybody can roll an observation.
Nothing.
I've got nothing.
But it's because you're into the system. You're looking through the data scan.
I get 2.
Pig, you're feeling that something is really wrong. You hear something quite small, like something is ripping up steel. And Carlo, you see that emergency data starts to flicker through the data feed.
Is there any way I can... I'm thinking we probably don't have time to analyze it all, but it could be nice to just sort of can I copy a little of it onto my tablet?
Yeah, you're starting to copy it. Pig, you feel you hear the noises. It's expanding, and you can roll. Do you have science?
No, I don't. I back up against the wall, listening.
Then the hull starts to shake, and then you see the hull cracks, and you feel that the air is pouring out, and the cracks widens fast, and you are being dragged towards outer space.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the adventure Last Journey of the Ghazali for Coriolis. Game Master was Adam Palmqvist, and we were also joined by Jenny Bremberg. Last Journey of the Ghazali was designed by Mattias Lilja and Christian Granat, and Coriolis is published by Free League. The music was created by Alpha Zone and Sabled Sun and used with permission from their label Cryo Chamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com for more of their lovely dark ambient. We also use the official Coriolis soundtrack by Stars on a Black Sea. The sound effects come from the Syrinscape Sci-fi player, with permission from Syrinscape. With its ease of use, you might want to try it for your gaming table. Finally, a big thank you to all supporters who are making this campaign possible. These first 3 episodes of our adventures with Adam and Jenny will be completely free, so if you like them and want to continue the journey with us, come join our Patreons at the $3 level. New episodes will be released every 2 weeks. The icons watch over your travels. See you soon on the third horizon.